important.
Yeah.
Welcome to the 7th meeting of the year. Today is May 11th, 2026. Alyssa, can you please read the publication?
In compliance with Chapter 231 of Public Law 1975, notice of this meeting to be held at the Criminal Justice Building, 61 Main Street, South River, has been published in the Home News Tribune on January 7, 2026, posted on the Municipal Building Bulletin Board, the Borough website, and the front door of the Criminal Justice Building at 61 Main Street, South River.
Roll call.
Mayor Gindi,
Here.
Councilwoman De Silva,
Here.
Councilman Donato,
Here.
Councilman DeZemian,
Here.
Councilman Giannakopoulos is not here, Councilman Gerchensky,
Here.
Council President DeSantis.
Here.
Please stand for the salute to the flag and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. We have one proclamation for the Older Americans Month. Whereas the month of May 2026 marks the National Observance of Older Americans Month, a tradition established in 1963 to honor the wisdom, resilience, and the vast contributions of our elder citizens. And whereas this year's theme, Champion Your Health, encourages older adults to take an active role in their well-being through prevention, social connection, and informed choices, and support independence and virtually. And whereas the Office of Aging serves as a boutique hub of creativity and connection, flipping the script on aging and providing vibrant space where our residents don't just grow older, but grow bolder through created lifestyles and programming and integrated wildernesses, and combine dynamic physical exercise with vital screenings to help our seniors champion their health. And whereas our community is strengthened by diverse stories and life achievements of those who have paved the way for the future generations. Now, therefore, I, Peter S. Gindi, Mayor of the Borough of South River, do hereby proclaim May 2026 as Older Americans Month to urge all citizens to celebrate the power of aging well and recognize the essential role our seniors play in the heart of this community. Mark, can you please give this to the Director of Office of Aging, and thank her for what she does. I am going to be going to the new business. Joe, could you please give us a briefing?
Hello? Okay. The first resolution is to read the budget by title only that you'll vote on. And then in discussion with the budget, we discussed it during the introduction at length, but I'll just give you some recaps. Budget is a planning document. It's an estimate. This budget's in compliance with both the appropriation cap law and the tax levy cap law, and there's no cuts in services in the budget. All financial documents on the borough website, the financial statement and debt statement. In the current fund, on the revenue side, last year in 2025's operations, all revenues hit or exceed their target, which is very good. On the appropriation side, there was 4 major lines that increased significantly. First one was health benefits, which went up 25%. That was the bulk of the increase in the current fund budget. Liability insurance went up about 8%, which was $63,000. Recycling went up $110,000, and road repairs from all the storms that we had early in the year, from removing the snow, buying sand and salt and stuff, we had to increase about $90,000, which was significant. So those 4 line items really made up the bulk of the tax increase in the current fund. In the water fund, no change in rates at all. If you remember last year, we dropped the amount of usage from East Brunswick by 200,000 gallons on April 1st, so we're getting 3 months of that this year as savings. In the electric fund, no change in rates. We haven't changed our rates since 2000. Actually, no, we decreased our rates a couple years ago. So from 2017 to like 2024 was the same rate. Then we dropped the rates 5%, and then we're still going forward today. So we have 2 battery projects. The first battery project saved us $863,000 last year. The second battery is on board this year. We'll see savings next year. It won't be as significant as the first project, but we'll see some savings. So with that said, the average residential unit at $293,268.34 will see an increase of $13.41 a month.
Okay.
So that's it.
Any questions?
Oh, last
Council?
thing too, we're under self-review also, so we don't have to wait for the state to approve our budget. So there's a resolution for you to approve under self-review.
Thank you for that. Agenda session, we have two
But you have
second,
to open the public hearing for the budget.
oh, I'm sorry, I missed that.
Motion.
Do I have a motion to accept what Joe said?
Motion. Second.
All in,
Second. Go ahead.
all in favor?
Aye.
Now I'd like to make a motion to open it up to the public. Going once, first,
Jim Hutchison, 38 Virginia Street. Good evening. I guess just a quick question as far as the budget is concerned. What are we looking at as far as the average increase to the residents in town for this budget?
that was,
$13.41 a month.
Okay, thank you.
anyone else from the public? First call, second call,
Motion to close? Second.
motion by Councilman Krasinski, seconded by Council President DeSantis.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to move?
Motion by Council President DeSantis,
Second.
seconded by Councilman Krasinski.
Councilwoman De Silva?
Yes.
Councilman Donato?
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian?
Yes.
Councilman Krasinski?
Yes.
Council President DeSantis?
Yes.
All right, we're going to be going to agenda session. There is 2 second readings and four first readings. Mark, you could read, chime on the first 2 readings for second reading?
All right, the first one is 26-9. It's amending chapter 193-31.1, allowing for a handicap parking space to be installed on Phillip Street. The resident of Burton, who lives on the corner of Burton and Phillip Street, was asking for an installation of that handicap spot. She's planning on putting a ramp from her home to that area. So she has the proper signage and the proper placards to get that handicap parking space.
Then for second reading, for first reading, we have 4 of them. The first 2, Mark, can you also chime on that?
I'm sorry, I missed the second one for second reading. It's a 26-10. It's to amend chapter 193 vehicles and traffic. Basically, it's to put a no parking zone on William Street from Henry to Leroy. It's an area right in front of St. Stephen's Church. There's already been signs erected there for years. It was just never codified in the ordinance. All right. For first reading, 2026-11, it's amending chapter 72-27 entitled Special Law Enforcement Officers. It's basically changing the title of Class 1 Special Law Enforcement Sergeant to Class 1 Special Law Enforcement Supervisor. It just distinguishes the ranks from sworn personnel to the Special Law Enforcement Officers. All right, and then the last one for me is 2026-12. It's amending Chapter 193 entitled Vehicles and Traffic. It's basically creating a no standing zone in portions of Charles Street and Lincoln, due to congestion that's created by the Pillars Prep Academy during their student drop-off and pickup. Cars waiting in line, which goes all the way back to Raritan Street. We don't have anything for no standing. When we try to enforce it, people are sitting in their cars. They're not parking, they're just standing there. So this just gives us a little bit more teeth to move the cars along and to create, a cohesive flow with the traffic, especially during those time frames.
Right. John, could you please give us a briefing on 2026-13 as well as 14?
Sure. So 2026-13, this is titled An Ordinance Amending Section 363-5 of the Code of the Borough of South River to add a farmer's market vendor annual permit fee. So this is going to be a new permit fee specifically for farmers market vendors. It will not apply to food trucks, but any temporary vendor, rather than having to pay fees for every single instance that they attend a farmer's market or participate in a farmer's market, it'll be a one-time annual fee of $50. And then for ordinance number 2026-14, this is titled An Ordinance Authorizing the Acquisition of Real Property known as Block 58, Lot 1, on the official tax map of the Borough of South River from South River Little League for nominal consideration. So decades ago, the borough owned the park located at 63 Burton Avenue. It was at that time, or many years ago, decades ago, it was transferred to the Little League and owned by the Little League since then. This is just an ordinance to bring it back to borough ownership, and the reasoning for doing that is for expense covering. It's really not going to change anything about the way that the park operates. It's still going to be there and available for the Little League. It's still going to be a baseball field, but the title holder will be the borough rather than the Little League itself.
Alyssa, can you please start off a second reading, 2026-9?
Ordinance 2026-9, an ordinance to amend the code of the Borough of South River, Chapter 193, entitled Vehicles and Traffic by amending Section 193-31.1, Schedule 2A, handicap parking thereof.
Motion to waive the full read. Second.
Motion by Council President DeSantis, seconded by Councilman Krasinski.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to open this to the public. First call. Second call.
Motion to close public. Second.
By Council President DeSantis, seconded by Councilman Krasinski.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Council discussion?
Mayor, I'd just like to ask Chief, I know we had talked about this, but I just want to confirm, Burton being the heavier traveled road, the spot is actually located on Phillips on that short dead end, right?
Yeah, dead end.
So
dead end
it's
side.
on the side of the house and doesn't impact the heavier traveled road?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to move.
Motion by Council President DeSantis,
Second.
second by Councilman DeZemian.
Councilwoman De Silva?
Yes.
Councilman Donato?
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian?
Yes.
Councilman Gertenski?
Yes.
Council President DeSantis?
Yes.
Alyssa, 2026-10.
Ordinance 2026-10, an ordinance of the Borough of South River, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending the Borough Code of the Borough of South River so as to amend Chapter 193 entitled Vehicles and Traffic.
Motion to waive the full read.
Motion by Council President DeSantis,
Second.
second by Councilman Krasinski.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to open this to the public. First call. Second.
Motion to close public.
Motion by Council President DeSantis,
Second.
second by Councilman Krasinski.
All in favor?
Aye.
Council discussion. Do I have a motion?
Motion to adopt.
Motion by Council President DeSantis,
Second.
second by Councilman DeZemian.
Councilwoman De Silva?
Yes.
Councilman Donato?
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian?
Yes.
Councilman Gertenski?
Yes.
Council President DeSantis?
Yes.
Alyssa, we're going to go to first reading, 2026-11.
Ordinance 2026-11, an ordinance amending Chapter 72 of the Code of the Borough of South River entitled Public Safety to amend Section 72-27 entitled Special Law Enforcement Officers to change the title of Class 1 Special Law Enforcement Officer Sergeant to Class 1 Special Law Enforcement Officer Supervisor.
Mayor, I move that council pass ordinance 2026-11 on its first reading by title only, and that the clerk be authorized to publish the same as required by law, with the second reading and public hearing to be held at a meeting at 7 p.m. on Monday, June 8th, 2026 by video conference via Zoom or in the council chambers of the Criminal Justice Building at 61 Main Street in South River, New Jersey.
Do I have a second?
Second.
A motion by Council President DeSantis, second by Councilman DeZemian.
Councilwoman De Silva?
Yes.
Councilman Donato?
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian?
Yes.
Councilman Gertenski?
Yes.
Council President DeSantis?
Yes.
Alyssa, 2026-12.
Ordinance 2026-12, an ordinance amending Chapter 193, Vehicles and Traffic of the Borough Code of the Borough of South River to establish no standing zones on portions of Charles Street and Lincoln Street.
Mayor, I move that council pass ordinance 2026-12 on its first reading by title only, and that the clerk be authorized to publish the same as required by law, with the second reading and public hearing to be held at a meeting at 7 p.m. on Monday, June 8th, 2026, by video conference via Zoom or in the council chambers of the Criminal Justice Building at 61 Main Street in South River, New Jersey. Second.
Motion by Council President DeSantis, seconded by Councilman Krasinski.
Councilwoman De Silva?
Yes.
Councilman Donato?
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian?
Yes.
Councilman Gertenski?
Yes.
Council President DeSantis?
Yes.
Alyssa, 2026-13.
Ordinance 2026-13, an ordinance amending section 363-5 of the Code of the Borough of South River to add a farmer's market vendor annual permit fee.
Mayor, I move that council pass ordinance 2026-13 on its first reading by title only, and that the clerk be authorized to publish the same as required by law, with the second reading and public hearing to be held at a meeting at 7 p.m. on Monday, June 8th, 2026, by video conference via Zoom or in the council chambers of the Criminal Justice Building at 61 Main Street in South River, New Jersey.
Second.
Motion by Council President DeSantis, seconded by Councilman DeZemian.
Councilwoman De Silva? Councilman Donato?
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian?
Yes.
Councilman Gertenski?
Yes.
Council President DeSantis?
Yes.
Alyssa, 2026-14.
Ordinance 2026-14, an ordinance authorizing the acquisition of real property known as Block 58, Lot 1 on the official tax map of the Borough of South River from South River Little League for nominal consideration.
Mayor, I move that council pass ordinance 2026-14 on its first reading by title only, and that the clerk be authorized to publish the same as required by law, with the second reading and public hearing to be held at a meeting at 7 p.m. on Monday, June 8th, 2026, by video conference via Zoom or in the council chambers of the Criminal Justice Building at 61 Main Street in South River, New Jersey.
Second.
Motion by Council President DeSantis, seconded by Councilman Krasinski.
Councilwoman De Silva?
Yes.
Councilman Donato?
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian?
Yes.
Councilman Gertenski?
Yes.
Council President DeSantis?
Yes.
We're going to go into reports. We're going to start off with CME, which is now Arthenian. Justin, please.
Artheon, Mayor.
Arthean.
For the brief update on the capital projects taking place within the borough for the 2023 and 2024 local aid program, our office is working with the contractor to complete the punch list and close the project. The 2023 local transportation projects grant, which includes improvements to Alboran Street from Ferris Street to Seppi Avenue, Franklin Street from Wilson Avenue to Pulaski Avenue, and Olszewski Avenue from Cam Avenue to Prentice Avenue. A pre-construction meeting was held April 30th with Crossroads Paving, and construction is expected to begin in June. For the 2025 local aid program, a bid opening took place and Fernandez Construction was named the apparent low bidder. The 2025 electrical substation maintenance work has been ongoing, and for the 2026 local aid program, design work has begun. Thank you.
Thank you. Discussion? Council? Thank you. CFO Joe?
Thank you. You have a couple of resolutions that are on the agenda. The first one is a parking permit refund. One of the people in town got into a car accident and the vehicle no longer needs the permit, so he returned it. So we're giving him 4 months of what he prepaid for. So we're giving it back to him. There's also an agreement with Rutgers for our EAP program for the employees. It's an employee assistance program. It's a renewal. You also have a resolution for buying a vehicle under a co-op for the water department. And lastly, there is a resolution for 2 grants that came in after the budget was already done for Clean Communities for $34,666.37 and a Recycling Enhancement Grant for $10,000. And then, Mayor, you also have to go back. So Resolution 26-133 to 26-135 still has to be voted on by the council, which is the read by title only, the self-exam, and then the adoption of the budget.
Oh.
So we closed the hearing, but then we have to approve the resolutions. Okay, thanks.
All right, we will go through the reports first, then we'll come back to that. Age, DPW.
Yes, Mayor, we just completed the 3 weeks of the hydrant flushing. Everything went well. And also Monday, the 25th, will be closed for Memorial Day. There's no brush and grass pickup. That's all I have.
Council discussion? Thank you, Age. Who is here? First Assistant Chief, Steve.
Mayor, our vehicle maintenance, just to get serviced. Power needs to get a complete PM. I'll be in contact with Age for that. Our pack full testing take place day 14. We have a live burn for training at the Middlesex County Fire Academy coming up May 17th. And then our Memorial Day services down at the fire station on Jackson Street. About 9 a.m. Monday, May 25th. And Chief, if you can, we need. 9 a.m. Monday, May 25th. 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 9 a.m. Monday,
You're going to send me an email?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, thank you. John,
Nothing to report during public session. Thank you.
Alyssa,
Just that early voting for the primary election will be starting on Tuesday, May 26th, and will end Sunday, May 31st. The times are Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 8, and Sunday, 10 to 6. And the closest location to South River is the East Brunswick Community Center, which is at 721 Cranberry Road. And that's it.
thank you. Mark, BA?
Just a couple things. For the resolutions, we are hiring 4 Class 1 special law enforcement officers. They're going to be starting the academy on the 18th, and it's going to go all the way till the 29th. And they're going to be going to the 94th basic course of Class 1 special law enforcement officers, being held by Kate May, but it's being held at their satellite office, which is in East Brunswick Police Training Center. We're hiring a crossing guard, so it'll fill our roster so we're not looking for any more, not yet. And the last thing is Resolution 155. It's an employee and personnel manual. Last year's employee personnel manual is solely based for the employees. This updated version is expanded to not only employees, but also volunteers, independent contractors, appointed officials, and elected officials. So that's going to be, once it's approved, it'll be printed, it'll be handed out to everyone, and it'll be signed for.
Thank you. We're going to go into public comments for consent resolutions only.
Ed Trigar, 44 Ferry Street. My concern and my comments will be on consent resolution 2026-141. I know a lot of you people probably know me. Maybe you don't know too much about how I volunteer for the town, so quite briefly. Back in the 90s, I was a member of the Downtown Redevelopment Committee. I was also a member of the Parking Authority for a few years. I was on the Zoning Board for a few years, and I'm currently a member of the EDC. So the resolution, the consent resolution 141 is a plan to change the direction of Washington Street from Obert to Ferry, from westbound to eastbound. So to give you a little background on why it was the current direction, about 30 years ago it was changed from westbound to eastbound because it changed from eastbound to westbound. There were a lot of accidents at the corner of Ferry and Washington Street. People would run at stop sign, and there was a lot of T-boned accidents. One was so severe that the car ended up smashing into the front of my building on Ferry Street. Imagine how that was. Another consideration was they were just developing Heritage Hills and Sunrise Landing, and then we also have the Buck Road developments down there. We're talking like maybe 10,000 or more single-family middle-class homes with a lot of disposable income. So the idea was to let them drive down River Road, Whitehead Avenue, come down Ferry Street. Now imagine you're coming down Whitehead and River Road. There's no traffic lights. There's no Route 18 congestion. You're just driving straight down, coming down Ferry Street, make a left-hand turn onto Washington Street, right-hand turn into the municipal parking lot, and now you're in South River. Easy breezy to shop. It also helped if you're coming down Ferry Street and there's no parking because it was full, you can easily turn onto Washington Street, park there, and shop on Ferry Street or go into Obert Street. So that was the idea. So I would just encourage the council not to change the direction rashly. Because I watch all the council meetings. I go to all the planning or the zoning board, land use board meetings. And I'm on the EDC. So none of this has ever come up in public. I've never heard anyone complain about the direction or say, hey, we need to change this for whatever reason, efficiency, better, whatever. So I am a little curious on where this idea came from. And I guess that's my question to the council, is where did this come up? Like all of a sudden, we're going to change the direction of Washington Street. It's been working fantastic for 3 decades. Everybody I know thinks it's a great idea. You come down from the south end of South River. It's easy to get in. You know, before the change, you would have to, there was no parking. You'd have to go down to the end of Ferry Street, try to make a left-hand turn on the main, which we all know that's a pain. And then, of course, circle back to make a left-hand turn on Obert, another complete pain. To try to get to the municipal parking lot, we got the bus stop there. There's always a bunch of deliveries. So this is very convenient. It reduces shopper stress. People can come into town. They don't have to deal with the Main Street traffic. And it's been really great. I mean, I think it's been fantastic. No one's ever complained about it, at least in public. So I was kind of wondering where this idea generated from. That's my question. Where did this come from? And what's the plan? Why would you change it? And what are the benefits of changing it?
Well, Mr. Trigar, this is a study. So this is based on just us analysis on these certain roads. It's not set in stone. We just wanted to see what the study shows.
I understand it's not set in stone. I mean, the recommendation from the engineer was that the town can change it without any permission from the state. You just have to have an engineer look at it. So it seems to me that there was an idea. Somebody must have said to the engineer, hey, look at this. There must be a reason. Why? So there's no reason? We're just spending $15,000?
We are looking at how the
Nothing?
traffic flows through the town, and this was a study.
All right. I would just say that we're going to create a good shopping district. We shouldn't care about flow. We don't want people to just flow through the town. Like, hey, this is very convenient for me to leave South River. It would be better to trap them here. They get kind of confused where they are. Maybe they'll stop. You know, like, hey, I never saw that place before. So we don't want them to flow through. We want to trap them.
Correct.
So that they buy stuff.
I agree.
Shop, right? Because that's the whole idea. So, you say, I hope we don't rush through this. There's been no discussion with the Economic Development Commission or any of the other committees. I would hope before we change something that could harm the downtown, that there would at least be a proposal to the EDC so we could have discussions. This was kind of hidden, you know, in the consent resolutions. It just said, we're going to ask the engineer. There's a proposal to pay him. You had to kind of read through it to find out what's going on. So to me, it would be better, it would be clearer, more open if it was presented to the EDC, if it was presented to the council, or people can talk about it, because that's the way South River should work. So that's my concern. I still think there's probably some sort of reason behind it. Kind of disappointed that not being told what it might be or what the end game is, but that's my concern. It's been working great, benefits the downtown a lot. If you think about it, you might hear people say, oh, we care about the Sayreville people. But the market we want to attract is on the south end of town. As a matter of fact, the guy from V-Reels was here a couple of meetings ago, and he even said that's the people we need to attract. And this is a very easy, convenient, stressless way to get to the downtown and shop.
Thank you.
Let's not rush into it. Let's consider it.
Okay. Thanks. And there will be one more board that's going to be presented to, the land use. We're also going to talk about in the land use. You only started at Economic Development Commission.
I didn't catch that. What was it?
We will be talking about this in the land use board meeting as well. They should be also be informed as well.
Yeah.
I'm just adding another board to it because I think that they should also have some type of.
I mean, there is an Economic Development Commission. It's like economic development.
Right.
I think that something that might affect them. So, in land use board, you know, they're not on TV. You have to go there. It's not like it's recorded and the whole town can watch it. I mean, it should be. I always thought it should be. So it should be in the open. There's too much. There's a little bit too much behind the scenes stuff.
But we will be gathering the information from the land use as well as the EDC, and we'll bring it back to the council at our next council meeting. Okay, thank you, sir. Anyone else for consent resolutions? First call.
Again, Jim Hutchison, 38 Virginia Street. Consent Resolution 2026-150. That's for the part-time summer help at DPW. Are all the appointees on there, are they all of like student age? Are they like high school, college students that are looking for information and work experience for their resumes?
H, how do you go about this?
I don't believe we should discuss age of applicants.
No, what's the requirements?
Required age, you're saying, like to be of age, or their ages?
I'm just saying, are they of like student ages?
Wait, what?
You have to be, it's 18 or over for the position. I don't think we should be discussing ages of the employees in the public sector.
I'm just,
No.
because in the past, we've always had students, pretty much student age kids that are going down working at the DPW. They work in the sanitation department, and you know, it boosts their resume. They get a job specific, especially borough work, and they can put it on their resume. So it boosts, especially if they're high school age and they're 18, go to college. It's again a line item on their resume. It looks good. That's all. I'm just wondering if there's anybody on here.
Age, we have five names here. How many applicants did you get? Okay, so you evaluated, okay.
Well, how many did we need?
We needed the five we have here.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's only 5.
Sure.
Yes.
Please.
It's applied after the 18-year-old.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that it was specifically for high school kids or whatever, but as a summer job, especially, no, I'm saying, are they of student age? Student age, yeah. Okay. All right. I didn't get my answer.
Anyone else for the consent resolutions? First call. Second call.
Motion to close public?
Motion by Council President DeSantis, seconded by
Second.
Councilman DeZemian.
All in favor?
Aye. Alyssa, before we start the consent resolutions, can we please go back to 2026-135?
Okay, I'm gonna do 2026-133 first.
Or third, 133 first, and then 135.
Resolution 2026-133, resolution to read budget by title only. Whereas NJSA 40A:4-8 provides that the budget be read by title only at the time of the public hearing if a resolution is passed by not less than a majority of the full governing body, providing that at least 1 week prior to the date of the hearing, a complete copy of the approved budget as advertised has been posted in Town Hall and copies have been made available by the clerk to persons requiring them. And whereas these two conditions have been met, now therefore be it resolved that the budget shall be read by title only.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Council President DeSantis,
Second.
second by Councilman Krasinski.
Councilwoman De Silva?
Yes.
Councilman Donato?
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian?
Yes.
Councilman Gertenski?
Yes.
Council President DeSantis?
Yes.
Alyssa, 2026-135.
2026-135, authorized self-examination of the 2026 municipal budget.
Do I have a motion?
Motion we full.
Second.
Motion by Council President DeSantis, seconded by Councilman DeZemian.
Councilwoman De Silva?
Yes.
Councilman Donato?
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian?
Yes.
Councilman Gertenski?
Yes.
Council President DeSantis?
Yes.
Listen, I'm going to be adding to the agenda.
Adopt.
We'll do 134.
Motion to adopt.
Oh. You have a motion to adopt?
public hearing on the budget?
We already did it.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah, so now we just have to adopt it, yes.
Motion to adopt, yeah.
Second.
Council President DeSantis, seconded by Councilman DeZemian.
Councilwoman De Silva?
Yes.
Councilman Donato?
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian?
Yes.
Councilman Gertenski?
Yes.
Council President DeSantis?
Yes.
Oh, okay. For mayoral appointments, I am going to be adding 2 names. For the Shade and Tree, I'm going to be adding Bonnie Trigar. And as a junior member, I will be adding Maya Isabella Donato. Then for the Environmental Commission, I'll be adding, for junior member, Maya Isabella Donato.
Mayor. Mia.
Mia.
Yeah.
Maya. Mia. Thank you. Alyssa, consent resolutions, please.
Are we pulling any?
No.
Whereas Resolution 2026-01 authorizes the Borough Council to utilize a consent agenda to adopt various resolutions of a routine and non-controversial nature at one time. Now therefore be it is hereby resolved that the below listed resolutions are hereby adopted by the Borough Council in whole as if the same were individually acted upon. Consent Resolutions 2026-136 to 2026-155. 136, authorizing the requisition of funds for payment to the custodian of the school monies. 137, authorizing the execution of a professional services agreement with Rutgers. 138, property tax refund. 139, authorize 2026 salaries of certain employees and officials. 140, authorize a parking permit refund. 141, awarding a contract to CME Associates for professional services. 142, authorizing an award to Exxon Enterprise Incorporated. 143, insertion of any special item of revenue in the budget. 144, appointment of special law enforcement officers, Class 1. 145, appointment of a crossing guard. 146, authorize certain utility refunds. 147, resolution authorizing the submission for NJDOT Transportation Trust Fund. 148, authorizing contract to Fernandez Construction Incorporated for various roadway improvements. 149, authorizing an award to All American Ford. 150, appointment of summer help for the Department of Public Works. 151, 2026 summer recreation employees. 152, resolution authorizing the Land Use Board to review the Lower Main Street redevelopment plan. 153, accept April 13, 2026 regular and executive session minutes. 154, authorize the bills and claims list. 155, approving the employee and personnel manual.
Alyssa, I just want to confirm for 141, the CME name needs to be changed to Artheon. So on that. And on 153 for the minutes, I believe we had it as listed as water meter or water main. It should be water main project, not water meter project for the minutes.
Okay.
Okay, with the amendment, do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Council President DeSantis, seconded by Councilman DeZemian.
Mayor. Those two are going to pull those for separate reading.
Well, okay. Well, we read them all.
Understood. But it was supposed to have been pulled.
Right. We're gonna correct this. 2 are gonna be pulled, which is 141 and 153.
2.
152. Read separately. So with that said, do I have we already have the motion standing for the consent resolutions without the 141 and 152. Do I have can we have a vote?
Councilwoman De Silva?
Yes.
Councilman Donato?
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian?
Yes.
Councilman Gertenski?
Yes.
Council President DeSantis?
Yes.
Alyssa, read 141, please.
Resolution 2026-141, resolution awarding a contract to CME Associates for professional services related to George Street and Washington Street one-way study Be it and is hereby resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of South River in the County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, that CME Associates is authorized to perform professional engineering services related to George Street and Washington Street one-way study as outlined in the Borough Engineer's Letter dated May 1st, 2026, at a cost not to exceed $14,999. And be it further resolved that the Chief Financial Officer of the Borough has certified availability of funds in account 6-02-55-502-205.
All right, do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Do we like to open up for discussion?
Yes. And Mr. Trigg already touched on some of this, but what was the reason that these two particular roads were chosen when we have a lot of roads that are similar and they're similarly under-designed for today's traffic? And that's just the way it was when they were originally built in the early part of the century. Why were these two roads the ones that were chosen for the study?
Basically, the George Street one was chosen because of the narrowness of the road and the amount of traffic that comes back and forth up and down George Street. And the Washington Street was chosen, that short portion was chosen so that it is consistent with the way the travel goes on Everwine. So it wasn't intended to pull traffic out of town. In contrary, if people are downtown, it actually brings more people to Ferry Street, where there's more restaurants and more stores. So it was consistent of trying to bring it, as you go up Over Street and you're able to make a left onto Washington Street, it brings you to another portion of the downtown area.
Okay, I just like to, for the committee that's going to be doing this CME, or I'll learn how to pronounce that name eventually. Just take Mr. Trigar's concerns into consideration, which I'm sure you're going to do. But I'd like to also point out we have a lot of roads in South River. The Willettville area, if anybody's been in South River for a long period of time, they know what area I'm talking about. Charles Street, which we already addressed some of that this evening. But we have other sections that were a traffic hazard. One of them is Pottery Lane, which has been a problem for years and years. I don't know what data we have on that.
We've tried to address that, and the consensus with the neighborhood is that there'll be nobody happy up there. So we just left it as it is. There was a study back, and I believe when Chief Bouthillette was still here, and we never went forward with moving it.
Okay, but right, what you're saying is that
we haven't had any accidents up there. There was only one major accident since I've been a police officer. So we haven't. I do agree with you that it should be studied. I mean, the way we studied it was we went door to door and asked people back then, and if they wanted that to be a one-way. To make it a full study, it should be studied by an engineer.
Yeah. I understand for George and Washington, but the entire length of Washington had the same problem. Very narrow street. It's very hard to get two-way traffic both ways. I would think that you wouldn't consider the entire length of Washington. George Street between Thomas and Reed, we have a perfect opportunity with the development down there to actually widen that road for the most part. Maybe I'd say 3/4 of the way, and the rest we could do sometime in the future, where you could have parking on both sides as well as having two-way traffic. That should have been considered. If it hasn't been, it should be. I don't know if it's too late to do that, but that's one of the things that should have been considered with the redevelopment. I don't object the waste of the use of money for the study, but we got to start looking at the entire town. And if there is documentation of traffic accidents and hazards and so forth, by all means, yes, we need to do something. But let's not just leave it to those two roads. We have other roads in South River that have the same conditions that we need to take into consideration. I'm going to leave it that the study will be done appropriately with the recommendations, and that it'll be put before the public for input from the public as well before any final decision is made on what to do. But making it one way, we got a couple places in South River that's one way, and there's a problem with enforcing it. what are we going to do to enforce that one way? This past winter on George Street was horrendous. I live a couple blocks away, and I try to not take George Street, as the mayor well knows. So yeah, we need to do something. One of the things we can do is no parking. We can have fine two-way traffic with no problems there. The problem is people don't all have driveways. And what do we do about that? So it's one of these things like a two-edged sword. We solve it one way, but not solve it another way. The people are going to be happy and people are not going to be happy. We just have to put the evidence together and justify what it is that we're doing and the reason why. And I hope that is done. Public comments are always welcome. So that being said, I think that's about all I have to say about that.
Any other discussion? All right, do I have a motion on 141?
Motion adopt.
Motion by Council President DeSantis,
Second.
second by Councilman De Silva.
Councilwoman De Silva?
Yes.
Councilman Donato?
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian?
Yes.
Councilman Gertenski?
Yes.
Council President DeSantis?
Yes.
Listen, 152.
Resolution 2026-152, a resolution referring the proposed Lower Main Street redevelopment plan amendments to sub-area 150 to the Borough of South River Planning Board for review and report pursuant to NJSA 40A:12A-7E. Whereas
Waive the full read.
Second.
Motion by Council President DeSantis, second by Councilman DeZemian.
all in favor?
Aye. Discussion?
Yes, again, with 152, we already went through a change, which was approved, and taxpayers paid to have the master plan changed, and now we're going through a second change with this. Exactly what it is that they're going to be adding to the site that we're talking about at this
They're
point,
adding a fourth floor with 4 units,
with 4 units.
with
And they're
with more than adequate parking.
Okay.
The level of that building would be the same height as what the PNC Bank is being developed right now as we speak.
Okay, so that's basically, do you believe that we're going to go through another change again? Because now we're going to
No.
have to,
No, they're done.
we're done, okay. Reason why I bring this stuff up, I'm asked questions, I don't know the answers, and that's why I bring the questions up
No,
here.
you should be asking these questions.
And that pretty much solves my my concerns.
Discussion? Council? All right, do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Council President DeSantis, seconded by Councilman DeZemian.
Councilwoman De Silva?
Yes.
Councilman Donato?
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian?
Yes.
Councilman Gertenski?
Yes.
Council President DeSantis?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'd like to open this to the public. You get 5 minutes. State your name and your address, please.
Emily Grasso, 13 Darrow Street. Good evening. My name is Emily Grasso, Chair of the Environmental Commission and Green Team. Tonight, I want to present an award of excellence to Shari Garrison, who has been a member since 2018. One of the first times I worked closely with Shari was on a project for the end of summer event in 2019. She proposed making a life-size tree that people could hug out of a big rolled tube and an umbrella. I had trouble seeing her vision at first, but as we constructed it on my porch, it came to life and was a big hit with the public. One of the first things you'll discover about Shari is her creative side. She can make a puppet out of just about anything, hangers into butterflies, and her interactive displays at town events engage and provide fun selfie opportunities for young and old alike. She is always on the lookout to merge art, dance, and theater with educating people about the environment and recycling. At our Arbor Day event last year, we had a person in a tree costume telling jokes and a musician who played guitar. Shari is always thinking of ways to make learning about the environment fun. When working with Shari, more importantly, when working with Shari, you'll find she's friendly and supportive and willing to respectfully listen to others' point of view, even when they differ from her own. She's always willing to help as she is able and has been a wonderful mentor and friend to me for the past 8 years. Congratulations, Shari. I present to you our certificate of excellence, and I wish you well with your new life in Minneapolis. If you decide to join an environmental group there, they will be richly blessed. I know we have been.
That was so eloquent. I did prepare a little response. I hesitate now because that was so beautiful. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead. Sherry Garrettson, 153 Cam Avenue. When Emily told me that she was going to do this, I thought, but I haven't done that much, have I? So I started reminiscing. We found out we were coming to South River 2 weeks before we moved here. I arrived in 1998, just before the start of the school year, with a 5-year-old and a 9-year-old, and was pretty much immediately drafted into being a Girl Scout leader, which I did for 3 years. That turned out to be one of the most wonderful experiences of my life. In the years that followed, other opportunities to make small contributions to the cultural life of the town presented themselves to me. Some were more successful than others. I remember a concert in the park that I brought together that only had 2 attendees, and those were 2 people that happened to walk down from Causeway Ice Cream with their ice cream cones. There was also, I adapted a local historical reminiscence collection into a Reader's Theater production that we started rehearsing right as COVID shut us down. But thankfully, there was also singing with children at the library, shoveling mulch at what would become our community garden, picking up litter on borough cleanup days, planting flowers downtown, coming up with fun tabling events for events like South River Day and National Night Out, reading up on what towns like ours have done to reinvent themselves and flourish in a post-industrial economy, and then attending economic development and Borough Council meetings to share what I had learned. And just showing up for other people's events. It's important. And for the past 8 years or so, working as part of the Environmental Commission to make the borough and its residents aware of what they can do to keep the place we live healthy and beautiful. Small actions that I hope have helped move life here, even incrementally, in a positive direction. I thank Emily for taking time out of her very busy life to acknowledge my efforts. This was totally unexpected, but very much appreciated, and very much in keeping with her wonderful collegial spirit. And I wish all of you great success as you continue your efforts to make South River all that it can be. P.S. If anyone would like to see that Reader's Theater production come to life, get in touch as soon as possible. I leave in 3 weeks. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public?
Tiger 44 Ferry Street. Just to kind of piggyback off of Mr. Donato's comments about the amendment to the redevelopment plan, I'd hate to correct you, but according to the ordinance, it's not going to be a 4th story. We're amending it to allow a 5th story at the request of the developer. I guess I kind of agree with Mr. Donato. It's like, why are we paying for this? Wouldn't it normally be the developer would make an application to the land use board for an amendment to anything, and then he would pay for it? I'm sure you guys aren't working for free. So I'm just kind of wondering,
Mr. Traeger,
why are the taxpayers paying for
he
it?
is paying for it.
Excuse me?
He is paying for it through the
Is he?
escrows. Yes, he is, sir.
How's that working out?
Working out pretty well with him.
No. What's the mechanism for him to pay for
There's
it?
escrow fees are in line that he has to pay into the system.
Okay, well, that's good. It still seems kind of odd that it would be that way. But if you're saying he's paying for it.
We're not paying for it.
So the Economic Development Commission made a recommendation about parking downtown, and I was just kind of wondering, did all of the council people get to see that? And did the professionals get to also see that? Or was it kind of relegated to the circular file? Now, you don't have to comment on it, You can ignore it if you want, but I would just hope that, we put in a lot of time volunteering, and if we make a recommendation in writing to the mayor and council, that you all get to see it.
What are you referring to, sir?
We made a recommendation about how the parking permits in the municipal parking lot should be distributed and the formal limit. Remember I asked you like a year ago or 2 years ago if you decided on a limit to the amount of parking spots?
Joe,
And so
did
it was a recommendation from the EDC to the mayor and council. I don't know why you're looking at Joe.
Because I don't recall getting this recommendation.
Okay, well, that's all I wanted to know. If you guys didn't get it, maybe we'll have to go ahead and resubmit it so that everybody can take a look at it.
To date, I have not seen. Just speaking for myself.
When did this happen?
Actually, we tried to get it on the agenda 2 months ago, but we were told after our Wednesday meeting that Thursday would be too soon to get it on the agenda, and then we were promised to get on the agenda the next meeting, or at least that's what was discussed at the meetings, and I've never seen it up there. So just as long as everybody, if nobody's got to see it, we'll present it.
Do we
I'll
recommend that
ask
it gets
the chair.
emailed to all of us?
Yeah.
Can you email it to the council, like
I can-
directly instead of it being on the
No,
agenda?
I'll talk to.
No, I'd love to see it
the
because it's a
chairman
problem that
to
needs to
make
be
sure.
resolved. There's no doubt.
I
So.
was just kind of hoping that as long as everybody sees it, you can ignore it when you get it. But I think, in South River, we should have an open government. If we're volunteering and we said, hey, this is what our opinion is, at least everybody should see it, then you can ignore it. But you should at least see it.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Ron Zamet, Davis Street, South River. With reference to 152, could you walk me through that resolution?
So
That you're authorizing the land use board to review?
Yeah, we're authorizing the land use board to review the addition that's being put onto the, I guess it's 7 Main Street?
Okay. So as the council or as the redevelopment agency?
As of the land use board,
No, but who's authorizing that review?
the council, which is the redevelopment committee. We are
But
considered
what-
redevelopment.
But was it voted on by the redevelopment agency tonight, or is it the mayor and council?
John,
The mayor and council are the redevelopment entity. They're one and the same. So any act by the mayor and council in connection with redevelopment would be an act by the redevelopment entity.
But how was it passed tonight? As the redevelopment agency or the administration?
It was passed tonight by the mayor and council, which also serves as the redevelopment entity.
So shouldn't that be included in the resolution? That it is the redevelopment agency / administration, because you don't have commissioners under the redevelopment and an executive director? So my question is, it's to be reviewed by the land use.
correct.
What does that mean?
It means now this goes to the land use with what they're looking to add, and they're gonna come back with their opinion.
So that's gonna go into a new application because that was approved
That's correct.
existing.
It's an add-on to the application. They're amending the
Has it
application.
gone through any review yet, or this is just
It will go-
authorizing them because it's in a redevelopment zone
Correct.
to review
Correct.
the amended application or a new one?
No, amended application.
Okay, so does that mean all the prior approvals are approved for the 17 apartments in Seabra?
That's
And now
correct.
you're gonna add it to what?
4 more units.
4 more units?
4 more
So
units.
you're gonna go up 1 more story and add 5 units?
4 units.
Okay, so the only thing that we're doing is authorizing the land use board to review an amended application for a property that's located in the redevelopment zone.
That's correct.
It's not.
What is it?
So this is a referral of an amended
What do you mean
redevelopment.
refer?
Amended.
There's an amended redevelopment plan, and the governing body is referring that plan to the land use board to review it for master plan consistency.
So what was the change in the amendment, in the amendment?
It is what the mayor described. It's an additional floor
Okay.
with 4 units, as I understand
That's
it.
correct.
Additional, so it's an amendment to the height. That's the amendment.
And then based on
The developer will have to come back before the land use board again
And go through the whole process.
and go through that whole process again to amend their site
Because at
plan.
one time, I'll be very honest with you, I was involved with that project and brought it through all the approvals. There was a presentation made on February 2022. You weren't the mayor. It was the previous mayor and a couple of the previous council members. There was a proposal for 32 units, and it was rejected. So that's why the project got approved with 17 apartments and Ciabras. Yes, there is enough parking because in an MSR zone, no commercials required any parking at all. So technically, that entire lot could be used by tenants. We're the employees and we're the patrons going to park. Because the original project was designed to fit that corner through Middlesex County, through a traffic study, tidelands, and wetlands. So obviously 4 apartments doesn't affect tidelands or wetlands, but it does involve parking. The parking that's on Reach Street was designated for the 14 apartments. The other 3 apartments are above Laughlin.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
How does this affect you?
Affect me? Let's not get into that because it also affects you.
Well, here's your answer. At the land use, we will be going over the amendment. You're more than welcome to come to the land use. It definitely won't be on for tomorrow. We'll be on for the June meeting.
I just asked the question because you passed the resolution this evening.
Right.
Thank you.
So, thank you. Appreciate your company.
Harry Brill, Monticello Way. This is about the closure of Collins Drive to Monticello Way. I want to do a little summary of all the things that you basically told me over the past year in meetings that we had. I looked into, you said the road should have never been built. Well, the reason they came out that I saw talking to people and that for safety. Two-edged sword on that. Well, I won't say even a sword. One is school children. An easier way to get to school. The schools are northwest of our development. If the road wasn't there, the kids would have to walk a half-mile south before they could even go north and west. So, I mean, just for the convenience of that, it was one thing. 2 was the safety of people. 30 years ago, the southeast part of there's no houses or anything, nothing to care about. They also said 3 ways is better than 2 ways. Whether, having $3 is better than having $2. Same thing, 50% increase there. So maybe the chief could even help me out. If a police car is and they have to get to Monticello and they have to drive a mile, how long does it take a police car to drive a mile where he could drive 200 yards? How was it 30? What did they average? 30 miles an hour? So that's 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
It depends. If he's getting there in emergencies, that turns like.
Yeah, I mean, we get the idea. It's going to take extra time. This is 1 second. Take to the left of that second, you're alive. That second clicks off, you're dead. Time is important on anything. Heart attacks or anything is to get there faster. It not only benefits the people, you blocked off basically 1,000 people. If the police car is on Collins Drive, they had to get to either Veterans Place, Lark, Redwick, Denise, Monticello, Charter, any of those streets. It's going to take an extra, at least a half mile more. So it's going to take about a minute. We'll say 50 seconds because they're doing high speed on an emergency basis. And also vice versa. If someone gets injured on Collins Drive, Terry, Grand, 4th, this streets, this car would have to go another half mile. So it cuts down the travel time of getting safety. That's why it was built. 2, he told me it was a service road. Well, I looked up Service Road. I looked it up and Googled it, Webster's Dictionary, Funk and Wagnall Dictionary. Basically, there's about 20 definitions. Every road in this town could be called a service road. And besides that, I looked on a map. I looked at the Google Maps, Bing Maps, Rand McNally Maps. There's no mention of service road. If someone had a problem on a service road just walking there on the sidewalk, had a heart attack or something, 911, we need a emergency vehicle. You know where to go? It's on a service road. So it was always part of Collins Drive. Number 3 is why you told me it was closed. You told me it was closed because of the bad drivers of going the wrong way on a one-way street. Oh, let me get back to the first thing. People complained when this road was asked to be put in. There was many complaints. But it was a priority for the council at that time, 30 years ago, 32, 35 years ago. Priority. Safety was more paramount than any complaint that anybody could register. That's why it was put in, over the complaints. And that's why it went to one way. It was originally going to be 2 ways, but the complaints, they said they'll compromise, but this way allow emergency vehicles to go the wrong way to get to emergency faster. Told me why it was closed. Because he had some bad drivers going the wrong way. You made it sound very seriously. So, and I asked you, what did you do about the bad drivers? Nothing. If you did something about the bad drivers, then you wouldn't have to close it. It's like an oxymoron or a catch-22. And if they were bad, and you still did nothing about it, and the police, you said that they were able to do the job, there was nothing problem with that. So over 20 years, there was only like 5 interventions, let's say 20. So that's like 1 out of 20 years, 1 out of 365. So on a yearly basis, it wasn't too much of a priority for to enforce it. I realize, I mean, there's only so much as the police, and they can't be everywhere all at once. You know, you have to prioritize where you're going to patrol. Is that correct?
Mr. Brill, you're over time, but if you could just finish up and we can respond.
Well, I was trying to know what the cost was, but since that was
Oh, go ahead.
it's costing us. And I didn't see any, because I have to drive, I was doing 6 to 10 times, and it's a half mile each way, so that's 4 miles. So that's 4 miles every week for 50 weeks. That's 200 miles. And what do you get for a car? 72 cents a mile. That's $150. If you have 100 cars going through there, that means that's $15,000 it's costing the people of Heritage Landing that much money. It's probably a lot more. It's probably around 17,000, 18,000. My estimate's anywhere from about 14,000 to 20,000 in that category. I didn't see anybody raise their hands and say, hey, let's reimburse them. Better yet, why don't you ask the people who complained about it, are they willing to pay, I don't know, $250 each? Those houses in Collins Drive, Cherry, Grant, are they willing to pay for that? But then it's still a big safety issue. So that's the big thing. So thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Mayor,
Well, you're not going to do anything.
I have a question for Chief and for Fire. Would you drive against a one-way in an emergency to get through the one-way the wrong way?
No.
Okay. Would a fire truck drive the wrong way in a one-way? Okay.
Well, I saw 2 electrical trucks drive through the wrong way on the one-way street.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
I mean, an emergency, I think perfectly fine, short one way.
Thank you.
We wouldn't go the opposite way.
Okay.
Mayor and Council, Chuck Baker, 33 Terry Avenue.
All right, sir.
Starting to be a regular here now. Again, about Colin Drive. When I moved into that house, it was a dead-end street. It was a dead-end street for over 30 years. That was the main reason I bought my house, and our neighbors were very happy with the way it was. One person wanted that road put through, with the head of the planning board. And as we found out later, it was a political promise to East Brunswick. We have nothing but trouble since that road was open. lately we've been having problems. I sent the mayor a video. I called the police. Somebody came down. The road's closed now. Came down to the dead end, stopped, went up my neighbor's driveway and drove his car down the sidewalk. The police were like amazed. The guy actually ran over my neighbor's bushes, ran across his lawn, drove the car all the way down the sidewalk, down to Monticello. I'm having a huge run of motorcycles coming up and down the sidewalk. These are registered street bikes with plates on them. I got 7 or 10 different people, almost on a daily basis, flying up and down my sidewalks on motorcycles. It's closed and it's not enforceable. I don't blame the police department. There's no way they can be, and you have to have 24-hour enforcement up there to keep that road safe, because it was just a disaster up there. And as I sent the mayor a number of pictures, we have over a dozen people a day going the wrong way up a one-way street. The road was poorly designed. There wasn't supposed to be a road there originally, so if anyone's aware of the way the road is, it used to drop off there. It was a drainage ditch. My whole neighborhood has no storm sewer, so all our water runs down Colin Drive and went down off the end of that drainage ditch. When they built the road, there was a house already planned to be there, so the road's on a real steep hill and on a curve. During the winter, people come flying down the road, right up the curb and through my neighbor's fence. I've seen at least 3 cars go up the curb there in the last few years. The speeding is horrendous. People at night turn their lights off and come up the wrong way. I've had people backing out of their own. I think I told you the last time I was mowing my lawn one day, some guy came out of there in reverse, went up the sidewalk and almost ran me over. I had to run for cover. He almost ran me and my lawnmower over. And he takes off. It says the road was a disaster since the day it was open. The police chief told them not to open it. Most of the council at the time was on our side, but unfortunately the planning board makes those decisions. So being closed has been, it's great now. Our neighborhood's back to the quiet. It actually improves our property value, obviously. When you live on a dead-end street, people is desirable. When you live on a street that's got a lot of traffic, people don't want to be there. The road's been nothing but a hassle since it's been opened. And we were promised we'd have 20 to 30 cars a day going through there. There was over 200 or 300 cars a day going through there. And again, like I said the last time, most of those people going through there aren't South River residents. They're East Brunswick residents taking a shortcut through Colin Drive, through Heritage Landing, and out the River Road to get to those houses that are down there, those big housing complexes. So this road being closed has actually helped Heritage Landing a lot, because they got a lot less traffic in their roads now. And obviously we have a lot less traffic, and it's back to the way it used to be. Thank you.
Thank you.
How do you know people from East Brunswick?
Because there's too many cars going through there to be the number of cars that live in Heritage Landing.
Gentlemen, not here. Gentlemen, let it go.
You got someone else coming.
Wait, please.
Josh Grill from 44 Colin. My apologies for the lack of attire. I was doing some yard work and such.
Okay.
I just wanted to speak to kind of the same sentiments as Chuck. Me and my girlfriend just bought the property at 44 Colin, end of 25, just moved in February. I've almost gotten clipped by probably somewhere between 7 to 10 motorcycles. Haven't gotten a video of the plates yet, but Honda Groms, 110s, these are street bikes. To some of the points before, the police can't be everywhere at any given time, so it's not on them by any means there, but also had an Amazon driver, who I suspect is possibly an Amazon driver, drive up my driveway to the left, go across grass. The police came out, they were phenomenal, took a whole, all the evidence they could from us, the videos and so forth. So when I bought the property, me and my girlfriend were ecstatic that it is on a dead end. It's obviously a big draw for us as we want to, grow a family here in South River and so forth. So I just wanted to kind of speak to those same sentiments, and obviously we'll be in contact with the police with the uptick in motorized vehicles all through there, but just wanted to add some commentary there. Thank you all for your time.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
My name is Nadia Noemzik. I live at 42 Colin Drive in South River. I've been on Colin Drive since 1966. The dead-end street was wonderful for kids. Lots of nice, quiet area until that road was put in. One way in and one way out. Well, I've been told to F off, given the finger, waved at, fingers, yelled at, cars zooming down that road like nobody's business, zooming out. You don't know where to look. It's It's one way in, but you can't be sure. And when your gut tells you you better stop, even though there's no stop sign, here's a car. So I'm here in support of my neighbors. I'm sorry that a lot of the neighborhood is now elderly, like myself, but that road is nothing but a hazard. You cannot enforce it. So I'm here in support of my neighbors. However, gentlemen and lady, I have a question. With the land redevelopment for Lower Main Street, where exactly is this building going to be put up?
You're talking about what's on the agenda today?
This 5-story or 4-story building?
The existing Laughlin Chevrolet, what they have what they already got approved for, they're adding another floor to their building.
It's where the Laughlin Chevrolet is?
Yes, ma'am.
What is going to go up where the old bank with the clock?
The PNC Bank or the Bank of America?
A Bank of America?
Bank of America is going to be 14 units with a commercial.
It's going to be an apartment building also?
It's also going to be units, yes.
It's a crying shame. And I also would like to add that I support that gentleman there with the Ferry Street and Washington Street.
Yeah, Mr. Triger.
To tell you the truth, when I moved to South River in 1960, it was a pleasant town with a lot of nice shops. But right now, I could tell you, you cannot, did you ever hear the expression, you can't make a silk purse out of a sow's ear? That's what Main Street is.
Okay.
I cannot go in, I don't go into any of those stores. There's nothing there to buy. And then I might be told, you should learn how to speak Spanish.
I agree with you.
Why don't you learn my language? I have a second language too.
I agree with you. Yeah.
The drugstore that used to be on the Ober Street in Maine, that was my drugstore, Dushak's. Now, what the heck is that? I wouldn't go in there to get drugs. Am I sure I'm going to get my drug? So you have your work cut out for you. As far as I'm concerned with Main Street, I don't go to this area of town. I do Provident. I won't go to their ATM at night. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Anyone else from the public?
Again, Jim Hutchison, 38 Virginia Street. Just a quick question about the meter replacement project. What's the status of that now? Is it pretty much still, we still have hundreds of meters to go? About how many do we have to go yet?
I have Joe in the last meeting.
So that's about what it was the last time I asked. I think we have to do something more. I really do. People aren't responding.
Well, they'll be responding with, did we start doing the fines yet?
Some are responding, but we need enough. The company won't come out unless they get enough on the list to come out for it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
some people can't do it on the day offering and stuff, so we're trying to make it work.
I understand it's a difficult situation, but that's holding up everything associated with the future main replacement and everything else. So, and we have to go forward with that. Second off, Ordinance 2026-12, where we're looking at the no standing zones and so forth. I think we've talked a lot about parking, streets, and so forth tonight. One of the streets I think that we got to look at for that also is Thomas Street in front of the Darrell Alcrum School. That's a disaster over there. When school lets out and so forth, that whole area is just ridiculous. As the bus driver for the senior citizens, God forbid I have to go through there at any point in time between 3 and 3:30. It's a disaster. So we may want to take a look at that too. Just a reminder for everybody, Memorial Day Parade is Monday, May 25th starts at 1 p.m. at the corner of Hillside and Main, comes down Main Street, turns right on Jackson Street. We have a brief ceremony then at St. Mary's, up Ferry Street, and then it comes back up Main Street to the War Memorial Building for a ceremony there. Urge everybody to come out and support the Memorial Day Parade Committee and Cultural Arts Committee with the Memorial Day Parade, and certainly to support our brave, incredible veterans who gave the ultimate sacrifice. Come out for Memorial Day Parade. We're one of the few towns that still does that, and thank God we do. And one last comment on the order for the Older Americans Act. I appreciate that, again, as part of the Office on Aging. I want to congratulate the people who work in the Office on Aging. Kim Bell, Melissa, and Annabelle. They do an incredible job in there for the seniors in town. The amount of activities, trips, programs that we offer for the most vulnerable here in South River is unbelievable. The work that they do with the budget and how they stretch a dollar is unbelievable. So I'm proud to be a small part of that as far as the bus driver, but congratulations, and I'm glad that you acknowledge that. Thank you, Mayor.
Good. Anyone else?
Hi, Anita Chada, 46 Rotunda Lane, South River. I've been hearing a lot about the traffic violation and changing the rules, making it one way or closing the streets, you know. Is there a better way instead of just after 20 years, you know, people are so used to using it? Yes, there are people who are breaking the laws. Can we give them tickets? Are we giving them the tickets so they don't break the law?
Yes,
Okay, and they still break the law.
yes.
Okay,
So if I give you a ticket for speeding, are you ever going to speed ever again?
that's the reason for the speeding ticket, right? That you are paying for it, so you stop doing it. You're being punished, right?
Maybe.
Okay, so that's the whole criteria, right? My next question on the Collin Drive, you have temporarily closed it. What is the next step? They said you have closed it from this side, and then another there are barriers there and there are sandbags. People are complaining about, you know, it's eyesore, you know, to the community. And what is your next step?
We're entertaining the thought of putting a little park there for the residents.
It's been too long right now.
Takes time. Takes time.
Yes. Also, there are many residents like him. Okay. I wish that you can, I know that you did communicated with me as a president of the HOA, you know, and we did posted it, you know, but there are residents who still have concerns, you know, and they have their own version. Like I said, you know, why the police cannot give the ticket and then they will stop. And then there was another suggestion. If you look at that street, it's two-way all the way from the back, right? And halfway to the Monticello, it's like this much, and up to this, it is enough space for two-way. But when you come to this point, there's a curve, and that makes it one way. Did you ever look into that, making it two-way? That was another concern. I'm communicating on behalf of the heritage lending homeowners.
Well, unfortunately, one side is preservation, the other side belongs to a private owner.
Okay.
That was the reason.
That's
the reason of the hump.
Definitely, we will try to organize a meeting with you, so maybe you can answer all the homeowners.
I'll be more than happy to answer those
You know,
questions.
yes, at the end of the day, they are part of the South River, and you know, they have concerns. So it is our job to make sure that we answer every one of them. The ones who are living on Collin Drive, they have their concern. There are people who are in Heritage Landing, they have concern. Emergency vehicles is a very big concern. There was one family whose mother had a heart attack, and she had a very big concern that the ambulance could not get there on time, the time frame. So please look into all of those things, and see, at the end of the day, we are here to work for the people of South River.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else from the public? First call. Second call.
Motion to close public.
Motion by Council President DeSantis.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Krasinski.
All in favor?
Aye. All right. Governing body comments. Councilman Donato.
Yes, I've been recently appointed by the mayor as the liaison with the Environmental Commission, and the Green Team. Our next meeting is June 4th at 6:30 at the Municipal Building, 48 Washington. I'm learning what it is they do, and they are.
It's on, May 14th.
Okay. I knew there was something I was missing in there. My phone, I put it in and it just decides what it's going to do. Okay, good. All right, it's May 14th. We're going to have we're going to reorganize at that particular point. I have some questions that I went into the mayor and for the attorney to take a look at. I'm sure they're going to get back to us as soon as possible, but we're going to proceed as everything the way it should be. There's so many activities that they have, even I'm not aware of them, and there's a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of excitement, and I encourage people to come down to the meetings and get involved. There's so many things. My granddaughter Mia,
Yeah.
she's she loves the environment and wants to protect it, so she's taking part as often as she can. These teenagers, they all have schedules that don't necessarily agree with ours, but she likes going to these things with me, and I told her wherever she's going to be, I will certainly be there. So, yes, please come down, find out what's going on, get involved, and when opportunity comes up to be someplace to clean up, to make the town a little bit more beautified, please take part in it. If I'm not there, somebody's going to have to drag me out of the house, but I should be there too. And I'm looking forward to a successful year and many years to come. Thank you.
Councilman DeZemian.
Okay. This is more on the line of reports. So with the Board of Ed, being the liaison for the Board of Education, a few things. On the front page of the Board of Ed website, there is a chat box available. At this location, you're able to type in your question, and the chat box will link you directly to the information you are seeking. This will help community members and parents easily and quickly access information on their website. Also on their website, there is a Contact Us section where the public can type in comments or questions. This section is organized by school and department, so you can target your comment or question. Members on that particular team will provide a response within 48 hours. The multi-use turf field, this is a new turf field, is now fully completed and functional. This multi-year project has resulted in increased opportunity district-wide in the school system. The field offers a safe learning environment during the school day for middle and elementary physical ed classes and elementary recess. After school hours, the field is used for boys and girls soccer in the fall, and now softball and baseball in the spring. They ask for your cooperation in keeping this field clean and safe at this time, and to preserve its lifespan, the field is available through permit use only. The Board of Ed is hosting their annual Curriculum Fair and District Art Show on Friday, May 22nd from 5 to 7 p.m. at the high school. This event provides an opportunity for families and community members to explore student academic displays, learn more about the district's curriculum and programs, and visit information tables hosted by their community partners. The evening will also feature their second annual wellness fair and a petting zoo for families to enjoy. The Board of Ed welcomes parents and the community to attend this event, which highlights the many accomplishments and opportunities within the school district. Again, this event is Friday, May 22nd from 5 to 7 p.m. and it's at the high school. As mentioned previously at meetings, the South River Frost and the Pumpkin Road Race is on for this year. During the past months, I have organized meetings with different departments that will be involved. It's a joint effort. The Rec Department, the Board of Health, and we have been putting together details together. Soon, it's going to be listed on the borough website for the link to be registered. Right now, you can register, but it will be on the borough website soon with a race form. And the date is Sunday, October 25th, and it's going to be a 5K run walk. Is it the 26th? I'm sorry, I apologize. It's the 26th. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilwoman Silva.
I just wanted to remind everybody that our food bank located at 98 Jackson Street invites residents to visit the food bank twice monthly right now. You can visit it twice a month right now until June. They're offering it until June. Also, the Cultural Arts and Heritage Commission is continuing with the flag raising at Daly's Pond. They welcome all residents to get involved. Flag raising applications can be found on our borough website. So I welcome all residents to celebrate their heritage and apply if you're interested. Our first flag raising is scheduled for Saturday, June 6th at 11:30 at Daly's Pond, where we'll be celebrating our Portuguese community. Just another reminder that our library does offer many programs for both adults and children. It's an outstanding programs they have there. So be sure to check out our website for all information. They do offer a lot of things, right? And especially now for the spring and summer. So be sure to check that out. And that's all for tonight, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Krasinski.
Thank you, Mayor. First off, I'd like to thank all of our public safety workers and everything for all that they do for us, our DPW, our police department, fire, and all, as far as looking out over us. The Office on Aging it's too late to sign up for anything this month. All I can do is urge you to check your confuser and look at whatever their schedule is for the month coming up. You have to actually sign up usually the first or second day of the month if there's any activities or trips that you want to do. Aside from that, it's too late to sign up for anything that's currently happening. So a belated Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Also, this month is also Memorial Day, and that's the one thing, it's kind of close to my heart and everything like that too. It's just what it is. It's Memorial Day. I know it signifies the start of summer and everything, and everybody's going to be out there barbecuing and everything else too, but just take a moment to remember. Okay? With that, that's pretty much all I have. Be aware of the children that are out there because it's getting warmer. Be aware of your neighbors, especially if you're having a barbecue or anything outside too. We do have a noise ordinance in town. 10 o'clock, please. Some of the homes are in very close proximity to the others, and I'm sure your neighbors don't like to be serenaded at 11 o'clock at night. With that, I thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Council President.
Yes, regarding the Recreation Advisory Board, our new chess program has started as of last week. We are looking forward to introducing a new program. So if anyone has any suggestions to grow the recreation offering, please come to me. We can explore them. The Fishing Derby will be held on Saturday, June 6th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. at Gorkowski Park. It is free to participate, but you must register ahead of time. Summer Rec registration is also open until May 28th. This is also a free program, but you again must register ahead of time. Competition cheerleading registration is open until May 17th, and Pop Warner football and sideline cheerleading registration is open for the fall. The season does start in July. For all activities requiring registration, please visit the borough website for more details. To register, www.southrivernj.org. Click Departments, then Parks and Recreation, and you'll see a link to enroll. And if any issues online, you can call the office at 732-254-4412. And the next Recreation Advisory Board meeting will be Monday, May 19th at 6 p.m. at 55 Reed Street. Residents are welcome and encouraged to attend. A couple quick things for the good and welfare. Okay. Traffic lights. This has been a hot topic in the last week or so. Things have come up about some traffic lights in town, how they function and who's responsible. So when I started this endeavor, I only knew that green meant go and red meant stop, and yellow meant hope chief wasn't anywhere close by and try to get through. But all things serious, I didn't know how traffic lights worked. I didn't know who was responsible. So in doing some research, there are 11 traffic lights in South River. The borough of South River is responsible for 3 of them: Jackson and Maine, Jackson and Obert, Jackson and Whitehead. The county of Middlesex is responsible for 3 of them: Orbridge Turnpike and North End by Wawa, Orbridge Turnpike and Prospect, and Maine and Thomas. And the state of New Jersey is responsible for 5: Orbridge Turnpike and Maine, Orbridge Turnpike and Hillside, Maine and Hillside, Maine and Reed, Thomas and Reed. So a lot of people say, oh, that's a county road, it must be county, or that's this, or that's that. It just doesn't work like that. So I think it's important that everyone has some knowledge, and I think it's my role here to do research in these cases and get answers for you on what's what. That being said, if you see a traffic light that's not functioning correctly, you can call 238-1000. They will send someone to look at it. Aegis team may have to go look and see if it needs to be fixed, or they will get in touch with the county or the state if we are not able to adjust it. Okay, so if we get a phone call at 238-1000, they will address that. The second thing I wanted to bring up was Collin Drive. I think it's a perfect example of how this all works. You have a discussion on a topic. You have people come up from effectively both sides of the topic. I think it's important as council and as residents, we hear both sides. As the governing body, decisions have to be made based on what we think is the best for everyone. And unfortunately, as you can see tonight, it's impossible to make everyone who walked up happy. That being said, it's really what we have to prioritize, whether it's safety, it could be financial, it could be opinion. In some instances, those all matter differently. But I think that tonight's a perfect example of our process. I encourage residents to come and have these conversations here in this forum. Facebook, all those other tools are not productive to have a back and forth conversation. So please continue to show. Mr. Tragar, I want to give you a special shout out. I don't think anyone knows that corner better than you, as you have spent more hours than anyone there. So your input's much appreciated. As Mayor Gindi said, this is just a study right now. This is not automatically going to make a change, and continue to be vocal about it. And I'm not promising you that what you say will go or not, but we are going to evaluate, and we hope that whatever decision is made is consensus based off of the studies and the results. And lastly, Mrs. Garrettson, you've been a very involved member in my whole time up here. You've been at several meetings in many ways. I've driven around that corner. I live right on Ridge Road hundreds of times. So I want to wish you and Father Dave good luck in your next endeavor, and just thank you for all your contributions. In a town like this, we need people for every piece of the puzzle. So I just appreciate all your efforts, because we need a lot of volunteers and help.
No, Anita, no.
About Human Relation Commission activities, Sandra, you forgot to mention.
Well, the things that we spoke at the meeting, I spoke to the mayor about, and we had said that we spoke about your multicultural date. That's not a go yet.
You were not in the last meeting, so we have
Anita,
on 27th, we are doing.
Anita, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
This is the event Human Relations
We will
Commission
talk
is
about it.
doing.
Thank you. We will talk about it. Are you done?
And that's all I have.
Thank you. All right. As you all know, that Main Street is under repair right now. They are doing the curbs. Once they're done with the curbs, they're going to be milling the road and they're going to be paving it. I know there's been quite a few residents that have been complaining. Bear with it. This has been a long-awaited project that has been ongoing for quite a few years with the county. This is also a county project. So if there's ever an issue, feel free to reach out to the business administrator and we'll reach out to the county from there. Social media. We don't hear what you say during social media, but we do hear you when you email us call us, text us, reach out to the borough, and let us know what the problem is. It's very rare that somebody will call us up and say, hey, did you see what they wrote in social media? We don't know that. So unless you're interested in coming up to the council meeting, we don't know what your complaint is. And we will address every one of your complaints. Also on Main Street, as you know, the projects have been underway with the old PNC, the Bank of America, and the Laughlin Chevrolet. There's a lot of trucks going up and down the roads, a lot of construction vehicles. Please bear with it. This is going to be going on for about at least a year and a half. I decided I'm going to do a mayor's contest. As you all know, July 4th, America turns 250 years old. So what I wanted to do is something that would be pretty interesting to the whole entire town, where we're doing a patriotic house decorating contest. For residents in South River celebrating 250 years of American independence by decorating your home red and white and blue spirit. Contest dates, decorating starts today all the way up to July 3rd. Judging will take place on June 15th to June 30th. Winners will be announced on July 4th. How to participate: decorate your exterior of your home with a patriotic theme. Register online, southriver.org, 237 Parks and Rec. Displays must be visible from your streets, and I'm paying for the awards. First award is going to be $250 worth of local business gift cards. Second award is going to be $100 of local restaurant gift card. And then the third award is going to be the People's Choice Award. So you need to submit what you feel as the best looking house. So I'm looking forward to all contests. Whoever likes to participate, please reach out. This will be on the website. Also reach out to the Parks and Rec, and they'll give you more information on it. Memorial Day is upon us. I know it's a day of barbecues and fun in the backyard, but a lot of people lose sight of exactly what it means. It's for the men and women that have served in our military. Please take a moment to remember that. They gave us what we have today, which is freedom. And they continue to fight that today. I appreciate everything. We are going to be going into closed session. We may not be acting on it when we come back out. You're more than welcome to stay if you like, or you can leave, whatever suits you. Alyssa, can you please read Executive 226-156, please?
Resolution 2026-156, whereas Section 8 of Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, permits the exclusion of the general public from a meeting of the governing body under certain circumstances, and whereas the mayor and council of the Borough of South River are of the opinion such circumstances presently exist, now therefore be it is hereby resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of South River in the county of Middlesex, state of New Jersey, that the public be excluded upon the hereinafter specific subject matter, and that such subject matter to be so discussed is as follows: litigation. Be it further resolved that such record of the above discussion will be made public when confidentiality is no longer required. The Borough Council of the Borough of South River may or may not take formal action at the conclusion of the executive session.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Council President DeSantis, second by Councilman DeZemian.
Councilwoman De Silva?
Yes.
Councilman Donato?
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian?
Yes.
Councilman Gertenski?
Yes.
Council President DeSantis?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
To reopen the meeting?
Second.
Motion by Councilman DeZemian, second by Councilman Krasinski.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to close.
Motion for adjournment?
Motion
Second.
by Councilman Krasinski, second by Councilman DeZemian.
All in favor?
Aye.